student-centric and creating leaders for 22nd century. Today we have stalwarts of academia, including Dr. Ravikesh Srivastav, Vice Chancellor Vijay Bhumi University from Maharashtra. So we welcome you, sir, to this webinar. Then we have Professor Dr. S.P. Singh, Vice Chancellor of Kausal Skill University Initiative of Gujarat Government. So we welcome you, sir. Then we have Dr. Neeraj Saxena, Pro Chancellor, GIS University, Kolkata. So we welcome you, Dr. Neeraj Saxena, sir. Then we have Dr. Manish Kothari, National Vice President, CGR, and founder and MD, ISBR Group of Institution. So we welcome you, Dr. Manish Kothari, sir. Then we have Professor Jayant Sellar, Vice Chancellor of ITM Skills University. So we welcome you all to this webinar. And now I request Dr. Ravikesh Srivastav, sir, Vice Chancellor Vijay Bhumi University, to present his view over the topic on how we can make the reforms on curriculum and exam reforms. Over to you, Dr. Ravikesh Srivastav, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, Ravish ji. I would like to first thank you to Ravi's Center of Education, Growth and Research. They are doing a lot of such events and activities, which is very much required, particularly. And this particular topic, the curriculum as well as the reform in the examination, is very contextual because of the three reasons. One is of course, the NEP 2020 has given the lot of flexibility as well as the focus more on the skill and attitude development as well, rather than only on the knowledge developments. And second, because of the change in the technology, things are changing very fast, and that is why the curriculum revisit is equally important for every academic institution. And third one we are going through, that is the how this artificial intelligence is also disrupting or supporting or complementing that we have to decide. So based on these three, this particular topic is actually very, very important. I would like to take certain example what we are practicing as at Vijay Bhumi University. So yes, we are very innovative in curriculum design. Here, this university, the students have a full freedom and flexibility to curate their own curriculum. And the way he want to be graduate, he can be. Even after the first year, if you like to change the discipline, it is also possible. Along with the degree, he would like to take the certificate from other discipline, it is also possible. Even if the students would like to complete the requirement of the credits, he can go ahead with the 2-degree program, maybe in the same duration or maybe 1 year or 2 year extension. So we have given the full flexibility. Usually this type of practice you can see in the most of the good premium US university, and accordingly our management has decided to go with this flexibility and freedom to the students. Purpose is that the students let the decide what the passion they have, and if you integrate the passion with the learning, that will be the great. I was going through the one of the article and I found that only 20% person are working based on the passion or based on the dream they have decided. 80% people are working not as per the passion, not as per the dream, what they have had and what they are working. So this is the something mismatch, particularly in our education system, where the students we consider as a receiving end, and whatever they are required, sit in the class of BTech or sit in the class of the BBA and just complete the degree and go ahead. But here in our university, along with the BTech, he is a mandatory to earn the 32 credits from the other school. And once he are going to attend the classes through credit, he may like to discover his passion and would like to connect with that passion. So along with the engineering, if you'd like to love to go with the music classes, few of the music classes or few of the design classes, he is allowed. And this is the curriculum innovation is required. And though there is a challenge in the timetabling and the practical, but it is okay because the our top priority the students satisfaction and students learning. Not only this, only the subject knowledge, but holistic development of the student is equally important. And once we are talking about the holistic development, what are the practice based courses he is going through? So in our university, we are having the couple of the practice-based courses like research incubation. Every students are required to go with the certain credit from the research incubation, working with the some faculty guide, and at the outcome, he may publish some papers also. Another is the SIP, which is the Social Inclusive Program. That is a student 6 week program. He has to go with the certain social projects in collaboration with the some NGO we have identified. He has to spend 10 days on the field, and along with that, he has to complete the project, and then he is required to give a presentation. And third is the personality enhancement program. This is the program which is going through the 2 to 3 years, and he is going with the lifestyle and life skill. Lifestyle, he is required to pick any of the sports activities, whatever he is having the liking. There could be football, could be cricket, could be swimming, could be horse riding, could be shooting, like that. And similarly, the life skill, public speaking, the communications, analytical skill, design, like these courses. So these are the practice courses along with the some internship. This is the way that we are giving the holistic development. So curriculum is not just, should not be just limited to the knowledge, because this internet era, before coming to the class. So how you can work through our curriculum to enhance the skill as well as the attitude. So these are the very important aspects I would like to share to all of you. And similarly, if you are talking about the reform in the examinations, this is equally important. Examination system has to be changed. And if you have some knowledge of the Bloom taxonomy, so this should be based on the Bloom taxonomy. The first few questions should be based on the fundamentals and basic. Every students, whatever the discipline, whatever the courses he has opted, there should not be any compromise to lacking in the fundamentals and basic. So first few questions should be the fundamental and basic. Then the remaining few of the questions should be the blend of the fundamentals as well as the some practice knowledge. And finally, the last 2 to 3 question must be based on the uh, completely practical application, whatever the knowledge he has gained, and with the knowledge, how he can apply in the real world scenario. These are the 2, 3 questions. And if the question paper is being set by the these Bloom taxonomy model, then students will be happy and they will come out from the rote based learning. This is something which we have to avoid, how the students come out from the rote based learning, and based on the analytical bent of mind, based on the design thinking, based on the skill he has developed, he should be able to answer these questions. So, and continuous assessment is equally important. Is the midterms, there has to be some continuous assessment or all the time the students are supposed to be involved with the course, and so that he can also go through the these type of learning throughout the course and throughout the program. And that the pen and paper examination required. Some of the courses, if the curriculum, if the pedagogy allow that, these courses can be just can be assessed through the judgment and objective based. This is I suggest award the marks. So these are the some way role play, presentations, judgmental based, performance based. So these are the some way how you can judge the skill of the students. So this is the something I would like to share from my end. And Ravis, I'll be happy to take any questions if someone is having something. Your participants.
Thank you, Dr. Ravi K. Srivastava, sir, Vice Chancellor, Vijay Bhumi University. We always learn a lot from your speech, sir. Last time I remember you came in our roundtable discussion of academic leaders in Pune, and from there I got many takeaway. And today's session also I got few of the takeaway. So thank you for always supporting us. And now I request Dr. Manish Kothari, National Vice President, CEGR. Manish, sir. I think there is some technical glitch. So thank you so much, sir. Meanwhile, now I request Dr. Neeraj Saxena, Pro Chancellor, JIS University, former advisor to AICT, and a stalwart of academia, to present his view over the curriculum and exam reforms. Over to you, Dr. Neeraj Saxena, sir. Neeraj, sir, am I audible, sir?
But I'm trying with the video. Can you hear me?
Neeraj, sir, I'm not getting your voice.
We are also not getting his voice, Ravish. Can you hear me?
Sir, I think there is some technical glitch on behalf of the on Neeraj Saxena sir side. Manish sir, are you there, sir? Manish Kothari, sir.
Am I audible?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Yes.
And now I request Dr. Manish Kothari, National Vice President, CEGR, and founder and MD of ISBR Group of Institution, one of the best name in management education in Karnataka. So we always grateful to you, sir, for always supporting CEGR. Now I request Dr. Manish Kothari to present the welcome and opening remarks and moderate the session. Over to you, Dr. Manish Kothari, sir.
Thank you, Ravish ji. And first of all, I think we should always salute CEGR for doing this work and getting all the leaders of the academic institutions on a common platform, and especially on topics that requires the leaders to deliberate actions and then finally come out with white papers which can be presented to the national bodies, so that the best of the transformations that are required happens in this era. In fact, if we have to go and look at the Viksit Bharat process, I think education is going to play a very prime role, and going forward, it is the leaders in the education industry that is going to make a difference and showcase where need to be improvised, where we need to scale up when it comes to education. I think today's topic is an amazing topic which talks about examination reforms. In fact, if you look at all the countries beyond India, they have started reforms, and the reforms have been to great extents. Wherein I have seen one of the universities in India, which has been leading by one of a great educationist, wherein one of the changes that they have done is they have allowed students to give up one of the examination courses and instead take up a practical examinations which is either related to rural immersions or related to simulations and get marks thereon. I think with this we'll take forward the things, and thank you once again, Ravishji, for leading such initiatives and making life more easy for education institutions to come on a platform and share their views. I think with this, I would now like to welcome Professor Dr. S.P. Singh ji, Vice Chancellor of Kaushala Skill University, to please present his views. Sir, you are on mute.
Yeah, I've unmuted myself. So,
Yes. Yes.
good afternoon to everyone present here. And very imminent forum this is today. And I'm very sure that our deliberation will be of some use for the nation as such, or maybe for the policymakers, and most importantly, for the vice chancellors and academic leaders, because the experiences we had in our life so far in education, from traditional education system or the education system when we were the student, and now when we are at the helm of the affairs as a vice chancellor and working at many places. So, Dr. Manish Kothari, thank you very much for welcoming us, and Ravish Ranjan, as usual, for adding all of us again and again. And last few months, I could not maybe give time, but today I thought it is Saturday and I'm at home, so it was convenient for me to join. So, Dr. Kothari, and we recently heard Dr. Ravi K. Srivastava also. So my viewpoints, Manish ji, and everyone is little, I would say, based on experiences. I mean, whatever theoretically we know about curriculum and examination, I think we are well versed, and I believe whosoever is at the helm of the affairs very well know about the basic purpose of making a good and excellent curriculum that leads from continuous evolving, and that is learner centered, that is also based on community output, logically sequenced. So all these things I am not going to talk about, and I think that is very normal as of now. You also have said, Manish and Srivastava ji also have said many good examples wherein many universities are doing very innovative things. So I will take the name. I have no issues, from Amity um, to Kaushalya Skill University, Royal Global University. My son is studying in Manipal. My one son studied in IIT Kharagpur. So I have a very diversified experience of north, south, east, west. Based on that, and also a different level of institution, maybe somebody is studying in one of the top notch, so-called top notch institution, where the top and the cream is going of the country, and where the teachers are also of a certain different orientation. Their curriculum and my curriculum in the skill university will never match and should never match. There should not be anything which I wanted to say, because if it is learner centric, and learners are different at every place. Though every learner can be divided into three categories in every class, the top can also be divided into the topmost and the middle and the bottom. And the bottommost can also be divided into the topmost of the bottom, middle of the bottom, and bottom of the bottom. So, I mean, first and foremost thing to understand is that our ecosystem is very diversified. Our universities are very diversified. Sectoral university to IITs to IISc to Ashoka to Ahmedabad University and Nirma University to Parol University to Royal Amity, everyone has a different ecosystem. So no one size fit all. That I say very categorically. Now, I will talk about reforms. Why reforms are necessary? Because now India has come to a level where understanding of education is more broader and more clear. Earlier, we used to have that this is the syllabus, read it, give the exam, pass it, top it, learn it or not learn it. Yes, we definitely have learned from that system. I'm not saying there was many things bad in their old system, but the ecosystem was meant for limited number of people. 7% GER. Now we are reaching to 30% GR, and tomorrow maybe 40% GR. If we are reaching to 40% and population has reached from maybe 100 university to now we have 1100 universities and so on and so forth, so many colleges. So reform is necessary, but reform should be also having one basic purpose, that as much liberty may be given to the universities to decide their curriculum should be directly proportional to the level of teachers that university is appointing. The teachers, if given the full liberty, like in IITs, you make your own curriculum, go to the class, set the question papers, exam is also accordingly, and take exam or you don't take exam. In foreign countries, exams are not necessary. In the class itself, it is a continuous 100% evaluation and results comes. So, I mean, no one size fit all. I know all the systems. As a Fulbright scholar, I also know the American education system. So that system may not be useful for me at Kaushalya the Skill University. But for Kaushalya the Skill University, our curriculum is 100% done with the help of industries. Industries sit with us, we make curriculum for them, and they make curriculum so that the person who is doing the skill course doesn't have skill gaps and is employable. This is my new mandate. When I was in Royal Global University, my mandate was different. When I was in Amity, my mandate was different. When I was in Lucknow University, my mandate was different, and UPTU was different. So everywhere, mandates are different. So not one thing will fit all, but liberalization is necessary, and that should be restricted with respect to the quality of teachers and quality of students. It should not be done in such a manner so that very few unethical institution take the advantage of one system. That curriculum is your domain, you decide the curriculum, examination is your domain, you decide the model of examination, and you admit Tom, Dick, Harry, and their far cousins and pass all of them. If that is going to happen with the name of liberalization or making your curriculum more flexible, I think we will not survive. So all depends upon the level of institution, level of teachers, level of leadership, level of students, and that decides the curriculum. It should be fully flexible, but some restriction should be there so that I'm telling you, one university situated in Chitrakoot or Gramoday Vishwavidyalaya, and one university situated in Ahmedabad called Ahmedabad University, and Ashoka University in Gurgaon, or maybe in Flame University in Pune, or maybe IIT. You cannot equate. We're so diversified. We're so diversified that nothing can go in one. But it all depends if the teachers. And secondly, industry input. And finally, I will say a few more things. One is that while you make the curriculum, it should not be making the student slave of a subject. I'm using the word slave of a subject. If I'm a geologist, I should not be only studying geology. I mean, what Professor Srivastava said, that there should be a blend, and we have holistic education, multidisciplinary, all is there. But the syllabus of geology should be not such that it restricts you to remain throughout your life as a geologist. Now the time has come. In the new era, everyone has to change at least 3 careers in their life. If you go and see the WTO report, you will have to see that every career has to change. Now my students will not be in the same domain for another 30 years, because life cycle of the businesses are reducing, life cycle of a particular job is reducing. So every 10 years, 5 years, they have to change the domain. And if our education system in the curriculum, we will not include the flexibility to learn and lifelong learning, these students will become slave of a particular IT or maybe microconductors or semiconductors. And when the semiconductor job will not be there, they will be nowhere. So that is what is mid-age crisis should not happen, so that the student keep on learning, and that should be inculcated in our curriculum, so that curriculum has something inbuilt that the student is flexible and moldable, not only restricted to one particular domain and get right fit right now, but maybe misfit later on. So that right fit to misfit has to be seen. Examination reforms. One thing is very clear, that examination should be more practical based, even if it is behavioral science or psychology or English, because what we are watching, that student mug up, they have a rote learning, they prepare, and continuous evaluation also, some portion is of mid semester examination and assignment, chat GPT. So that whole system, I would say that every paper should have one component of evaluation in writing, maybe 1 hour of writing, 1 hour of discussions or maybe presentations, and 1 hour of quizzes or maybe viva. And that approach will help the student to understand the topic better and be ready with the mental frame of mind, not the mug up mind, to have the examination in front of them. Though it has some limitations. I'm not saying it is a perfect model. It has some limitations, but we can gradually reduce those limitations, and depending upon the level of a student, we can have 50% weightage of something, 25 25, or 33 33 33, or maybe 50 40 10. I'm not saying that it all should be equal. It all depends the level of a student, level of teacher, type of subject, and type of delivery system and pedagogy. So this is what probably I am telling you is not confusing anyone, but I'm telling you it's very dynamic. I mean, today I'm sitting here, tomorrow I go to my university. It is quite likely that I'll find there's a minor improvement required in my curriculum so that it is aligned to steel technology in ArcelorMittal Nippon Steel that they have recently added. I should not have restriction to wait for my BOS, which is going to be after 6 months from now, and change my syllabus there. There should be some flexibility, though teachers have the flexibility. They 10-20% they can teach beyond syllabus or related to syllabus, unrelated to syllabus. But I would say that there should be flexibility to the teachers, and that is where curriculum and examination go hand in hand. For example, if my curriculum, when we decide the teaching plan, we also decide the evaluation plan, how it should be evaluated. So curriculum is the brain and the soul of the things, and examination is a byproduct of that soul, that how we are going to check that particular soul of the curriculum is being intact at the time of examination reforms should go along with curriculum reform. We should not, and therefore Ravish and Manishji, I'm very thankful that you have put both the topics together. They cannot be talked in isolation. And curriculum should not be talked with respect to the best curriculum and the worst examination, and the best examination and the worst curriculum. So this is what I wanted to say. I may be, if required, I may add on in between something. But then holistic education of NEP, change in career that I have said. Last and most important part, which is behavioral part of the curriculum, which I always use, that I have done in Amity. They were very much fond of it. Ethics, values, and nationalism. Ethics, values, and nationalism should not be the topic of a separate curriculum. Bharatiya knowledge system, Indian knowledge system, or maybe behavioral science will definitely take care of these things. But I would say that physics should also teach nationalism. Geography should also teach nationalism, ethics, and values, and maybe any of the subject. And if that is not incorporated, the teachers teaching that subject, I was interviewing many of them, they don't have that inclination. They are limited to their research publication. They are limited to their output with respect to requirement, and they are limited to their own growth. They don't think about nation. They don't think about their students' values and ethics system, and therefore, end of the day, we are not been able to produce right kind of people for this nation. So this is all which I wanted to say. I think I have not taken much time. 6-7 minutes I have taken. So if I have taken 1 or 2 minutes extra, I may be excused. I may be called again. Yeah.
The moment you said that the students should not become the gulam of an examination system, I mean, very appreciative. And that's the thought process. I think many of the founders, the vice chancellors, the promoters, the chairmen, and the presidents of the institution has. I'm very happy that the whole NEP also talks about the same thing. So thank you for your inputs and lovely inputs. I think I should not miss Dr. Neeraj Saxena ji. Neeraj Saxena ji, I think we have met multiple times in
Manisha, sorry
Delhi,
to
and
interrupt.
you have been at
Manisha,
the helm of affairs at AICT also. You have seen the world from different windows, and now you are at a window where you are practicing things, and at the same time you were at a time where you were at the policy making. So first of all, namaste and welcome to this great session. I mean, the
Manisha,
whole
Manisha,
the
Manisha,
audience
sorry to
will,
interrupt. Manisha, sorry to interrupt.
yeah,
Sandeep sir has to leave the meeting
yeah.
because he is attending one of the marriage function, and he came out of the marriage function to address this webinar. So gently request you to
Yeah, yeah,
put him
please.
in.
I think Sandeep ji is a friend, not only personally to me, but also to the CEGR being at the national level. And the smile on his face says it that someone is pulling him back to the wedding. I mean, Sandeep ji, we understand. And over to you, Sandeep ji. And then I'll come back to you, Neeraj ji. Looking forward to listening from you from both the sides. So, Sandeep ji, over to you.
Thank you so much, Manish, Ravish, and Saxena sir. Sorry to interrupt. I'm actually come out of the wedding. I have to move back inside. But when Ravish takes a commitment, you have to fulfill that. So it's always a pleasure for me to be present at all the CEGR events. And again, this is again a topic which is of very, very important and relevant. As the previous speaker Singh sir said, that both the topics have to be taken together. We cannot talk about curriculum and examination reforms in isolation. Both have to go hand in hand. And when we talk on this topic, I think it is very essential that we talk about where the world is moving. Now, we're talking about the NEP 2020, we're talking about the AI era, we're talking of employability, and we're talking of rapid disruption which is going to hit the industry and as well as the education. The traditional curriculum and exam systems were built for a different era, and they cannot meet today's demand. And being a large country with such a large population, I think the reforms should impact the future workforce, innovation, and the national competitiveness. Already, NEP has given a transformational blueprint for us to shift from rote learning to competency-based learning. But the key problems are yet do exist. If I talk about the university system where your affiliated colleges, there, unfortunately, the curriculum is made as per the weakest link. Also, since the system is large, like the one we represent in Pune and Mumbai University, the curriculum is changed every 3 to 5 years, which is a very long period in today's world. So while doing this, also the problem is that there is very little connection to the industry, problem solving, and the real world skills. There's a very weak integration with digital literacy, AI literacy, financial literacy, and the 21st century skills, which actually we should be focusing on. See, if you teach the students today in a particular skill, there are very high chances that they may get outdated very soon and they may not be able to get a right job into those. Hence, that's the biggest challenge what our education industry is focusing on or facing. So I think we should focus on the outcome and competency-based structure. Project-based learning, case studies, stimulations have to be there. And we should have the strong focus on critical thinking, creativity, communication, collaboration, empathy, and leadership skills. There should be flexibility. It should be modular. It should be stackable. And we should also think of micro-credentials, which should be added. Now, while we are talking on this will fail unless we have the right kind of assessment systems. We should access for understanding and applications and not just for memory. Adoption of open book tests, scenario-based questions, and continuous assessment should be the way we should move forward. And this can be enabled by leveraging technology, such as using the AI proctored exams, adaptive assessments, skills-based digital testing, and the most important, rubrics-driven transparent evaluation. Now, this is where we should even use AI into it, as well as get joint certifications with the industries. Now, this can only be done if we get a major player into this system, trained with the right skills and having the right resources. And that is the faculty. So we need to train our faculties to become facilitators, mentors, and design thinkers. And we need continuous trainings for them in AI tools, OBE, digital pedagogy, and research and innovation. And somewhere, when we evaluate the faculty, their performance should be linked to not only student outcomes, but innovation and teaching excellence. And that is how we can attain some good quality assurance and governance mechanisms. So I think CGR is a body which can really play a very pivotal role in doing this transformation with its great outreach to the academicians and all the stakeholders. I think CGR is poised to play this important role. So just to put it in a closing thought, that curriculum and exam reforms are not just academic changes, they are nation-building tools. The goal is not to create graduates who score marks, but the graduates who solve problems, lead teams, build organizations, create jobs, and shape India at 2047. While we talk about this, let us not forget the important aspects what even Dr. Singh had put forward, that we should create students who have empathy and who contribute to our society and nation as well. It is not just the marks, but the character also, which we have to build as education people. Once again, Ravish, thank you, and Manish, thank you for organizing this wonderful session. There's a lot of learning, and my sincere apologies that I won't be able to listen to it. But Ravish, I look forward to the recordings so that I can get the inputs from what the other speakers had said.
So nice of you, Dr. Sandeep. And I know that ASM group of institutions innovates at every level. And I'm even aware that how passionately you are involved at all these stages. And very nicely said. Maybe at for a nation building, curriculum reforms and examination reforms are critical. And I'm happy that there is a similar approach between all the institutions and all the leaders of this institution taking things forward. And when young people take the batons in their hand, like you, Dr. Sandeep ji, there are great changes that we look forward to. Thank you once again. And please do invite us. All of us will also join the wedding and be a part of it. Thank you. I think without taking much time, I would open the doors to Dr. Neeraj ji. Neeraj ji, I mean, you have been a great leader, a fascinating, inspirational at all times. Can we please listen from you on the examination and curricular reforms? I would also like to listen from you on how have been the change of window. One end where you were creating these reforms, and the other end now where you are part of building an institution. Over to you, Dr. Neeraj. You're mute. Neeraj ji, you're on mute. Yeah,
Now it's clear.
you are audible, doctor. You are audible.
Okay, so the persons of eminence, erudition, and excellence in
Yes.
this virtual assembly convened by CEJR, my greetings to all of you. I thank particularly Raveshji and all the officials, office bearers, and champions of CEGR who have found time to confabulate on such an important topic. And it comes again and again as its importance assumes more and more importance. Now, last week I was in Delhi, spent time with Didac going around, and it was AI everywhere. AI has become all India now. And AI everywhere, but transformation nowhere. And what I feel is that in this age of artificial intelligence, which we can no longer ignore, uh, AI has to be brought in to correct the historical distortion we have been carrying forward, and still we are not able or not ready to give it away. That is pedagogy. Higher education doesn't run on pedagogy. That's for kids. And our whole focus has to be on elevating the cognitive levels of our students, not their academic progression. The intention should not be to push them to the next semester or next year. It has to prepare them to the highest levels of Bloom's taxonomy so that they are creative. Higher education, therefore, must operate at the highest levels of evaluate and create and not below that. We are wasting time if we are still stuck doing what kids do in the schools. So recently I stumbled upon a four quadrant structure where I have put known answers and known questions as one of the quadrants. And it is recall. And in terms of teaching learning, that's called pedagogy. Our entire education system is stuck there. Known answers and known knowledge, known questions. What we need to have is our graduates into the territory of unknown answers and unknown questions. So they have to pass through a stage where there are known answers and unknown questions, and unknown answers and known questions. It is after that two stages the student should enter into higher education to be creative. And it is heutagogy that drives such a paradigm. With AI, we are going to step into age of flexible, experiential, and personalized learning, which means there will be no curriculum, there will be no classrooms, and there will be no examinations also. So AI is going to take care of everything. AI will decide what I can learn. It is going to be personalized curriculum. Assessment will also be personalized. Curriculum will be replaced by challenges. Content has to pave way for context. So that students have to be introduced to context which are challenging, and the students have to make use of all the knowledge that is existing there, their teachers, all the videos, to find out those solutions. They may not succeed in solving those problems, but their mandate in college or university is to make an attempt, genuine attempt, and document what they're doing. So at GIS University, we have seized of the internal, not GIS University exactly, but the GIS colleges which are autonomous. So we had a window of 40% internal assessments or continuous evaluation. We have taken that into our hands, and there is no curriculum, there is no classroom, and there is no examination plan there. So it starts in the next semester. We are going to allow uh, uh, the faculty to find out problems from different sources, give it to different group of students. So they have to spend 40% of the time solving those problems and reporting every month what they have done. They will be using AI in the process. We are encouraging them. We are encouraging our teachers also to make use of AI. We are building, we know that faculty is not comfortable with AI. So we are allowing students to intervene in between, and there will be an assessment of AI usage by the student themselves. Assessment will be first done by the peer groups. So we are bringing in the element of pedagogy, which is peer learning, which is ignored. And in adults, this has to be one of the ways to involve, engage the students, adult learners. I have also noticed that this is age of reversals. So knowledge has been the currency for all academic transactions till now, but now it is experience. Students will come to our institutions for experience. Student-centeredness will replace teacher-centeredness. So that is another reversal. We have created machines and we have been learning. But today, AI is learning from us. The machines are learning from us. So that's another reversal. Though we feel that we are picking up brains from AI, it is actually the other way. Research is happening before academics. There has been 340% rise in papers being published by undergraduate students. So research does not mean that you have to finish your undergraduate, postgraduate, and enter into a doctoral program and do research. It has started much earlier. So this is another reversal that is happening. Subjects are going to lose their shine or sheen, and it will be all context. That's what multidisciplinary education is all about. If we want to push multidisciplinary education, at some point of time, we will have to forget departments. Transcripts have zero value actually. We feel happy to read grades. You score A plus, or A minus, or B. That has no meaning for an employer. So they are hollow. It does not tell anything. It does not tell anything about the creativity. It does not tell anything about the personality. So the transcript must also tell what the student has created, what he has done. So that is at the level 5 and 6 of Bloom's taxonomy. The transcript must say what exactly the student has done. So this is what we are going to do in our JIS colleges. So besides the transcript, we will also issue a transcript which will carry the experience which they have acquired. And all this reversal is also uh, showing where the teacher should station himself or herself in a classroom. If you are standing in front of your classroom, you are only doing what is, that level 1 and 2 of Bloom's taxonomy. You are making your students remember and understand. But if you come at the back, you are part of the solution. You are solving the student problem. Problem is being looked both by the teacher and the students together. So if you want to promote creativity, evaluation, those top two level uh, uh, of education system, then we have to position teacher at the back. That means dismantling the classrooms, the traditional classrooms, and we must have what has been called as the flipped classroom. Ethics and values, I personally feel that these things should be focused in the primary education. Higher education is too late to teach all these things. We have biases and बिगड़ चुके होते हैं, to put it on a lighter note. We do not agree with most of the things, but we see what Japanese students do in their primary classes. That is what we should do, and stop forcing our kids to memorize. Life में हम लोग पहले एग्जाम होता है, then we learn the lessons. But here in the academic system, we have distorted it completely. And we assemble to brainstorm. Not brainstorm, we have been finding flaws. So we have to put the things in order. And there is reversal happening now. As I pointed out, there are some pointers. So this is an indication that we must embrace the Gurukul system. We must go back. In those times, it was about bringing out the best in a student. Today, it is not. So the structure needs to be dismantled and rebuilt. And AI has to be capitalized to bring in reforms with, as I said earlier, curriculum, let it be built by the artificial intelligence. Classroom have to be replaced by sandboxes where students can try out different things and fail in the process, rebuild. That's how life prepares us. Then examinations are not required because the transcripts that we issue are hollow, they don't carry any meaning. So these are the changes I feel are absolutely necessary, and we should not be too much rooted in the old structures. We have to rediscover the new. Otherwise, there is another Macaulay waiting to embrace us for next 200 years. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Neeraj ji. I think so nice of you. I liked when you said that this is an age of reversals. And I think we are all seeing this. Faculty focus to student focus is something that is clearly visually, I mean, it is clean in all the academic era that the whole concentration is moving towards children and the students. And
Yes,
why not? It is required because India is a youthful country, and the one who are going to lead us for tomorrow are these people, and our investment
exactly.
should be on these people.
Hmm.
I'm very happy with another statement that you said, that curriculum will be replaced by challenges. Now, that only showcases that our association with the industries and the industry people have to be very strong. Only
Yes.
then the real life challenges will be available for the students to solve. I
Hmm.
mean, that's a game changer. I also
Yes.
like it allow the faculty to find different problems. So then you are not
Right.
asking the faculty to just be prepared for going in the classroom with their notes, but in fact
Yes.
spend time with the corporates and understand what is happening with them.
True.
And if you, I also appreciated when you said that encourage the use of AI. Now,
Yes.
this is something which the faculty is not very appreciative of, but then if you are doing it through the students, I think we cannot run away from AI, and so we have to
Yes.
embrace it as early as possible. I was with Professor Sadgopan yesterday in one of our panel discussions in the Bangalore Tech Summit, and you know, one of the statements that he made, being the triple ITB founder, he said employers do not look out for front benchers, nor they look out for top scorers. They look out for
True.
problem solvers, and that is
True.
what you spoke about. Thank you, Neerajji. Looking forward to meeting you again and inviting
Thank
you
you.
to Bangalore and visit our
Sure.
institution. It would be so nice. I would take things forward,
Yeah.
and may I now request Dr. Jayant Shelarji from ITM Skill University to please place your view forward and let us know what is your opinion on this curriculum and examination reforms and any one of the case studies that you are at your university following. You are on mute. Yeah, Jayantji.
Yeah. Are you able to hear me?
Yes, you are audible, Jayantji.
Sure. I was just listening to sir. Last time also I heard about it. That no classroom, no curriculum, and so on. While I was listening to all of you are thinking about going for a change, thinking about opting for it. But real sense, when we see at the universities, how much it is happening, it's a question mark for us. There are a lot of challenges because I know one side feeds everyone. I heard about something that the state government changes the curriculum every 3 to 5 years. Then now Dr. Sandeep stating this, sorry, Dr. Neeraj Saxena sir, saying about this thing. When I was going through all those things, what I am doing, I'll tell you about it. At our end, we know the things which are going to happen. The universities may not be going for any more constructions in future, even for 1 inch. Now, when I'm talking about a curriculum, what we do it, curriculum, we try to update it annually. Our curriculum, we have a 40% of industry professionals on the board and 60% of the academicians. And when I say annually updation of a curriculum means, if my second year or third year curriculum is updated in 2025, it is offered in 2025. It is not after today I'm giving you 4 years curriculum and I'm offering it after the same curriculum for the next 4 years. No, it is updated every year. If it is irrelevant, it is removed and it is updated. Then being a skill university, we are looking out for a competency based, what's a, so we look out for the specific skills or the knowledge where the students can acquire it and he can grow in those things. And most important, when we think about a BTech programs or a technology program, we allot a industry professional from the day one to the student. So one industry expert is throughout his journey for the next 4 years. We do allot an industry professionals along with the faculty, so that industry professionals meet him at least online or an offline 3 times in a semester. Means once in 2 months he meets him and you try to find out what is he doing, how is he doing. and what these help us to get the inputs from the industry professionals at the end of the year to update our curriculum, to know how, where do the students stand, what is the need, are we on a path which industry is looking out for. Now these are all those things are curriculum beyond attendance and attention and all. We had moved to flipped classrooms, activity based learning, participative learning, and so on. When I'm saying that flipped classroom, I think Dr. Neeraj Saxena sir said right now, we are already into it for the last couple of years. We have the elective courses also where the students opt for it, but we prior to that, someone said that about the micro credentials. We have made it mandatory that the certification courses has to be completed. And there are the institutions or there are the organizations which comes to our campus. They say that we need a specific talent, some certification. So they come and conduct the program in our campus for those 15 days, and they evaluate them, and then they consider them for the placements. So it is the industry-driven certification is also done in our campuses. And sensitizing students towards society, we have the NGO project, which goes, and that is happening for last 25 years. It's not today or tomorrow. And what we observed from IKS, our educational system teaches the students for getting an employability, to train them for employability, whereas IKS teaches them to how to live the life. So it takes them towards that. When I'm talking about the examination reforms, there are we are into a continuous evaluation beyond attendance attention. If you are into an attending a class, if you are participating in activity based learning, every session is evaluated for those 7 or 8 marks. If you don't attend it, you missed it. If you don't attend 50%, you are failed. You are no more into the system. So that's one thing we have done it. And then we have opted for a system called where a slow learner and advanced learner to identify. We don't do it with a traditional method. We do it in a different way, where a student has to midterm test or some surprise test. The student has to appear for the examination. There are 3 levels: easy, moderate, and tough. If he is able to clear an easy level, he has been given a moderate level. He moves on to a next level. Like when you play the game on the mobile, you go to the next level, so he goes to the moderate level. He goes to the tougher level. If he is not able to cross the easier level, the faculty knows that he is a slow learner. If he is able to clear at the toughest level, then he is able to identify it as an adverse. So that is benchmark with an evidences for the accreditation also it works. And our evaluation of the students is throughout those 2 years. Even the internship project were 6 months, wherein what we do is we ask the faculty to visit every fortnight to the industry. He has to go to the industry, he has to find out how the student perform, what is he learning, at the same time, what is the industry expectation. And at the end of every month, we expect the industry to submit the report. The concerned guide should submit the report of the students, how is he doing it. And at the end of the 6 months, he has been expected to be evaluated out of 50% by the industry guide, 50% by the institution. That is how we do concurrent internship. Nowadays, the students are getting it. This is beyond the classroom hours. They are working remotely. Stipend is from 30,000 to 1 lakh for 3 to 4 hours where the students are working contributing. And to go beyond this, when we say that the students are not able to perform in their final placement, our mock interview, GD, feedback, and for the entrance examination, industry professionals are a part of it. They evaluate. It is a subject where no ITM skills university, faculty or staff is involved. Industry is evaluating, giving them a mark so the students know where to stand. That is how we do it. And what we look at it at the end of it is like, are the learners are engaged, whether the quality of education is delivered, whether the skills are developed, and if they are being sensitive towards the society, whether the holistic development takes place, and in turn, does it improve the employability and does it learn to live a good quality life? This is what we do it at ITM. That's what I thought I shared.
Okay, Professor Jaivanji, I think amazing. It is so nice that your curriculum updation is given of prime importance. In fact, yesterday when I was again in this Bangalore Tech Summit, someone spoke about creating something known as rolling curriculum, and wherein it keeps upgrading. I was very happy when you said that you involve industry professionals into this and you make them even a part of the examination system. And when you spoke about skill and you said that everything that you do is skill centric, I think it is a very nice to teach the students what industry practices, and industry should practice what education discovers. So that's a great move. And you said you're shifting your focus from employment to how to live life. I think that's what was taught in the Indian Gurukul system. And now everyone is talking about the Indian education reforms that is going to be brought to life. And in fact, if you look at it, AICT recently spoke about adding life to the students' curriculum and teaching them the Indian ethos and values. So I'm very nice. It's nice to see that ITM Skills University has innovated and moved in a different directions. And I'm sure this is going to still. We are exactly in a changing era, and like Neeraj ji said, age of reversals. So yes, we are in the age of reversals. I think I would now like to move to Dr. Bhartesh Shah, the trustee of Oswal Education Group from our very own Rajkot. So Bhartesh ji, your views and your ideas, please.
Great afternoon, all.
Good afternoon.
Especially Ravi's team, CGR, and very learned speakers. Very frankly speaking, I am not as learned as you people, but somewhere I am working from PG to PG, play group to post graduation. So definitely, I would love to give my feedback, or I would love to give my opinion for this thing. Basically, let me clear one thing. We are not Australia. We are not thinking for reform or something like a country like Australia, or we are not thinking some country like New Zealand, which population is lesser than our state population. So what I wanted to tell you, India is a country with around 140 crores plus population we have. We have 28 states, my dear friends. We have around 8 UT. Dear friends, we have 60 plus boards, state boards, CBSE boards, ICSE boards, IC boards. We have more than 1300 plus universities. And those universities are also 6 types. I repeat, we have 6 types universities are functioning in India. Maybe central universities are there, some state public universities are there, private universities are there, deemed universities are there. So what I basically wanted to tell you people that, okay, reform, before we go for reform, somewhere we should think for the standardization. This is my humble and strong opinion. Okay, first, we should think for some standardization. In that, what I wanted to tell you, for example, nowadays, okay, let's take state boards. I repeat, there are 60 states, 60 boards are there across India. Suppose you take 10th standard. Every board has different subjects, different syllabus. You take any universities, not a single two universities, their structures regarding subjects, their syllabus, I did not find out. Those are common, those are identical. So what I wanted to suggest, two things only. I wanted to suggest two things. Number one, from bottom to top, from KG class to 10th standard, 12th standard, UG, PG, first across India, we need to make, or we need to give a suggestion that subjects should be same. A student studying 10th standard in any board, their subjects should be same, identical across India. This is my first suggestion. Whatever board is there, but from central board or from the central government, it should go a circular. These are number of subjects. And my second suggestion I wanted to tell you people is that now syllabus 50-50. I wanted to suggest that by content of the subjects should be 50% common across India and 50% let us give liberty to that board or that university. I repeat, for example, graduation, let's take BBA or let's take BTech or suppose any graduation first year, subjects should be identical across India, and content or structure that 50% should be common across India, 50% liberty should be given to XYZ universities. That is the strong things first we need to required across India. Then we can think for some reform, or then we can go for something. Those are something quite good. Otherwise, I don't think any reform or whatever. Definitely NEP 2020, whatever suggested by government, that is really good, but we people know very well by how it is implemented or how it is very difficult somewhere. So not speaking much more, my dear friend, my again suggestion is this only, somewhere before we think for reform, let us think for the standardization. Let's make some standardization, then reforms are possible. Thank you very much. Not much more things from my side, sorry.
Thank you, Bhartesh ji. And very interesting. You said that there has to be standardization, and across the country, the subjects and curriculum should be same. I was once in Delhi in the CGR program, and I was a panelist. And Ravish ji had put me with about 7 other panelists. And when we spoke of standardization, then someone from Northeast, Manipal, I don't remember his name. He is one of the promoter. You know what he said? This is debatable, but I just like to put it forward because we are all leading education institutions. He said, Manish, आप जो बैंगलोर और कर्नाटका में सिखाते हो हमारे यहाँ वो नहीं चलेगा. हमारे यहाँ जो है हमारा लोकल हमारा ना हम जो यहाँ बनाते हैं वो आप वहाँ बना नहीं सकते हैं और आप जो वहाँ बना रहे हो हम आईटी यहाँ दे नहीं सकते हैं. So somewhere I was very happy to listen to that promoter, and I think, yeah, I mean India is not just, though we are one country, but we are not just one country, we are multiple nations in one country. So yeah, it matters. Yeah, I do respect what you have said, and I'm happy that भरतेश जी आपने अपनी संस्कृति और अपने भारत को करिकुलम और एग्जामिनेशन से ऊपर रखा. So nice of you. I think without taking much time, Ravish has got multiple plans for the upcoming season where he wants to take these discussions with the whole lot of new topics, new ideas. CEGR also wants to discuss on artificial intelligence and wants to get case studies on how artificial intelligence has been used by education institutions, and those case studies will be discussed. So we will very soon, in fact, look forward to the next panel discussions that are going to happen. So once again, first, thank you, CEGR. I mean, thanks to all our panelists and our participants. Today's discussions on curriculum and examination reforms reminded us of one powerful truth, and that is education evolves only when we dare to question the old assumptions and embrace new possibilities. We explored how assessments can move from memory to mastery, from stress to meaningful learning, and how curriculum must stay industry relevant, flexible, future ready, and Indian ethos oriented, which I was very proud of. I was very happy also to see that the skill based university spoke about how skill plays a very vital role. As we conclude, let us carry forward the spirit of reform, not as one time exercise, but in fact as a continuous commitment to improving the journey for every student. I repeat what each one of you said, that every student is important. So let us see how we improve the journey for every student. Thank you once again for your insights, your time, and your passion for transforming education. I thank Ravish, thank CGR, and thank you everyone. Let us get together again, and we'll look forward to the next CEGR event. Thank you, Ravish ji.
SP sir wish to say something on my topic.
Yeah, I just want to add what Bharat Shahji was talking about, Bhartesh Shahji, and Manish also. I've worked for 15 years in Northeast only, almost 15 years. And now I'm working in Gujarat. So Bhartesh ji is from Gujarat. I can see Rajkot. Actually, what I started with, I would say that earlier, model curriculum was there in AICTE, UGC, everywhere, and there 70% was commonality, 70-80%, and 20% we were flexible to modify in UP Technical University and wherever. Now the flexibility is gradually increasing, and Bhartesh ji has said 50-50, if I am right. So, I mean, there should be, and one MEME, multiple entry, multiple exit, then
Yes,
academic
yes,
bank of
yes.
credit. अगर कुछ तो एक 50, 60, 40%, if not, will be common, how we will be able to implement NEP? That is one part. And second part is that there are few institutions who always do not support this idea. Why they do not support? Because they're elite institution. I use this word
Yeah.
deliberately. Elite institutions are unable to make policy for the other institution, but they supersede and they bombard and bulldoze. So the people with very high ideas, I worked with the highest of the institution in the country, and I am working with the skill university, where when my other fellow was talking about skill ecosystem, Manish, you won't believe, Bharat Shah ji knows about it very well. We are not running any program not without industry. Our trainers are from the industry.
Very
Our
good.
1 year internship and apprenticeship is compulsory with the industry that we started in 2022. My earlier director general. I mean, now NCRF is coming up and using apprenticeship is not a new thing. We started doing it in 2022. And ethics and values and behavioral science, I'm teaching from last 15 years what Saxena ji was talking about. It is integral part of the curriculum throughout. So what I wanted to say, but I am not doing the same which I was doing in Northeast. Northeast, the total credit for behavioral science was 6 credits in 6 semester. In skill, I have kept behavioral skill, and that is only for 2 credits because only that much is required. And somewhere it is 4 credits required, somewhere it is not required. I mean, where the all ethical people are coming, their behavioral science is not required. So I mean, it is definitely a very, I mean, a painting landscape. I mean, आपके पास paint है, आपके पास पूरी wall है. But again, I will come back to the last point. If the people are not bulldozing their own ideas and think the system is dynamic and accept what is most fit for that system is the best solution, is the requirement. It is not that I know something and I say ki what I'm doing in Kaushalya Skill University, that should be done at Bharat Shah's place, that should be done at some other place. No. And Gujarat ecosystem is different than Northeast. And then and Gujarat is full of industries where we can have thousands of industries
Yes.
coming to us and doing it. But in other state, we will not be able to do it. So I am deliberately not telling this to everyone because I know they will say, okay, aapne kar liya. Northeast people will say, we don't have industries. What to do? So they have to blend tea gardens. I mean, it depends. I have seen Northeast, I have seen Central India. I was Vice Chancellor of MIT Raipur. I know the systems are altogether different. So, I mean, this was, I started with conclusion. Therefore, I have not talked about my university at that point of time because I thought it's a bigger forum and we should discuss about what major changes we should think about so that it becomes practical also and flexible also. Both the things. So Shah Sahab, it was really wonderful to have some commonality and leaving aside elite को छोड़ दीजिए, उनके अलावा सबको ले लीजिए. So we will all be happy.
Yeah. Thank you, everyone, and looking forward to a continued discussion. I think examination reforms, as you said, SP Singh ji and Bhartesh ji, I think it's a continuous process. So, with this, let us enjoy the curriculum and the examination reform process, and let us create unique products of our country to lead the world forward. Thank you once again, and we call off today's discussion. Jai Hind. Thank you.
Jai Hind.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, Manish sir. Thank you,
Jai
SP
Hind,
sir.
Ravish.
Thank you,
All right.
Bhartesh
Thank
sir.
you.
Thank you, Javan sir.
Thank you.
Bye,
Thank
bye.
you. Thank you.
अखिलेश सर क्लोज कर दीजिए.
Thanks.
Good afternoon, Vital sir.
Thank you, sir.